remember Gary Vaynerchuk that said that people just do for the selfie.
Yes.
And he's so right about that. They were actually in London. They travelled miles and miles to get a selfie with Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a celebrity status now, and he said that quite perfectly.
But not at all because they loved him and loved his message and loved what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because he was famous. Well, that's that whole. It's that thing again about, you know, if you take there's the skew. There's always like we're always on this fine. There's always a fine line between something very beautiful and something very beautiful, like an Instagram picture. When they first started, people taking selfies. If you take a picture of someone who is having a great time with their friends and it's a selfie moment and it's like, yay, wonderful. Whereas then people start thinking, I have to post selfies of myself and I have to look like I'm having a great time. Oh, we're at the zoo, let's take a selfie. And it's become this, it's like completely skewed. So you're no longer in the moment. You're not capturing what you were capturing, which was a moment of joy. You're just hijacking every moment with something that you're trying to do, like take selfies. Do you understand?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So it's like this.
It's like we have this thought that it didn't happen unless you got that picture.
It didn't happen unless you got the picture, and yet we've got this incredible brain. They say that in the moments before you die, your whole life flashes in front of you. And I can instantly remember moments in total detail of my life that I have no picture of. So the things that we meant to remember, we'll remember. And I always think that somebody will have taken a picture of something at some time. So we don't, but I think going back, it was like, for people that are creatives and that are you know, in the world of wanting to share stuff because they think it will help the world if they share, look, we're having a great time, we're really happy. They're taking responsibility for the world. And actually that's not what changes the world. It's like, enjoy your life, live your joy, and if that's captured by someone walking by who just sees you, or it is captured in a camera because it was a joyful creation, or you create a piece of art, it's the energy that comes off it that changes things. It's not the actual thing. Does that make sense? So the energy of a selfie can only be what was in the ingredients of the selfie. So you can look perfectly great selfie, but there's no energy behind it because it's just fake. And a piece of art can look beautiful, but if it's made for the sake of making something, it's not going to, it's not going to have the same thing. Whereas if it was made out of joy. So that's the thing. We are all energy. So every single thing that we do has to have an authentic driver, and it can only be an authentic driver if it's coming from our inner wise self. Otherwise it's just meh. It's just, you know, it's fake, and it's like that because we live in a real reality, which is our eternal selves, you know, on this planet, on a human journey. You know, I don't know where we actually are, but you know, these are like, I think, our avatars, but it's how it feels inside shows us that it's congruent with them. Or we are in the small reality where we're all sort of in the drama and in the action and in the doing, and it's like, but we crave something. You know, people are craving something, which is why they take selfie after selfie after selfie. And I remember doing this. I remember before selfies were invented, I have pictures of me in a little photograph album, and I'm 17. I'm that 17-year-old kid we were talking about earlier, and I had a disposable camera. And I took pictures. I was in my bedroom and I took pictures. I got the camera and I took them like that, and I turned away and just looked reflective or something. I wanted to look pensive. So I was taking these pictures, but I had to, like, you know, they looked like someone else had taken them. It looked like I was maybe someone was taking a picture of me from the side. But I was so curious to see, who am I? What do I look like through other people's eyes? What does it look like for people to see me? And I think that's why people are craving selfies, because they want to see what other people see, but it's never, unless they see it for themselves, you're never satisfied. So when I started to, you know, realize what was inside of me, I recognize myself and I know myself, so I don't have to take constant selfies to remind myself. Sometimes I do, like, wow, who is it? And I'm like, wow, look at you. But it's from a perspective of remembering that we're awesome individuals rather than we're not good enough. Does that make sense?